So let's quickly start with the review of the resume. So I'll be going from top to bottom and we'll explain what we can do better in the resume. So starting from the top, I'm seeing a name country here. I don't see any reason to edit there. We can kind of remove it. Then I'm seeing this email. I think there are multiple templates over there. One of the websites that I know of, it's Overleaf. There we have multiple decent enough templates that you can use, in which we simply would be having a icon for the email instead of adding the whole email here. Similarly, we can do for the LinkedIn also. And I believe the more important would be to add a GitHub link here. So let's go to the education section. So adding a 10th education might not be that important, but right now, as you are a beginner, it's fine because there is like not much to be added into the resume. But when you go more experience, it doesn't seem to have like add much to your resume. So let's go to the experience section. Like I have a lot of questions here. The first thing is like it feels like more like a final year project than a actually an internship. So because what it is mentioning here is I think the college that you worked in, say, NIT Srinagar. Okay, then you have implemented control center using machine learning and computer vision. Control appliances with throughout a brain. This one. So in this case, like what you could do is first I would tell you to add this into the product section because it's more like a project that I'm able to see. It doesn't feel like it's a internship. Now in this control appliances, like you can explain it a little bit more what actually this project is all about. In here, I'm not able to understand. Like it's fine. It's able to detect some brain activities and then what it does. Controlling appliances, what kind of appliances, and there's not much information about the project. Then in there, you mentioned improved efficiency, advanced technologies. What kind of advanced technologies are there? And also remember, when you actually mentioned this improved efficiency, the interviewer can ask you like, what have you actually improved here? So you better be prepared with the answer that you have. Lead the team of 5 people. Fine. Then the next one, it's like there's no doubt in it. It's kind of like a course you have taken somewhere. That shouldn't be added into the experience. I would say it shouldn't be added anywhere in the resume. Now let's move on to the skills part that you have. You have added multiple skills by PHP 7. If you're still working on PHP, I would highly encourage you to not continue with that. You have worked with Python, going to that. Now, what you mentioned here is a DBMS. Like MySQL is a DBMS. Like, why have you separately mentioned what like a DBMS? It's so you can remove this from here. Now let's move to the project section. So in this, what I can immediately actually point out is like you have added some description of the project, like a paragraph. It's better to edit in like bullet points. Nobody is going to read like 3 lines of a description of a project. They don't have that much of the time to do it. Same for this project also. And like normally, what we when we actually add a project, we have bullet points, and we also mention in like short and brief points about the project that we have done. Also, very important is to kind of highlight the things like numbers if you have improved something in percentage numbers like that, and try to make important like if we have important some word in something, try to make that bold. That will give it a better visibility. And yeah, and the major important thing here would be you have actually done a project and there's no link of the project here. Kind of it's of no use. I like the interviewer can't believe that you have made this project, or he is not able to see what you've actually done in the project. And the best way to actually showcase that is to add a video link and also a GitHub link, in which you can step by step explain what the project is all about and what features you have built, what was your participation in the project. Yeah, and like I have a suggestion actually for this whole is that before the interview, let's say you have an interview, what you can do actually is create some kind of a presentation for the project. Probably recall everything what you want to say in the interview. So I once had an interview. So what I've done is I have prepared a kind of a presentation. What I've done is I've drawn what kind of parts in the project that I have and what I need to explain the project. So that way, I actually asked him in the interview that can I share my screen and can explain the project that I've done. That way, I won't miss the points that actually I want the interviewer to know. So that's one thing I can actually suggest. Uh, so now you have done some research in publications. That's a good thing. Again, in there we can actually get points, bullet points, to kind of make it more visible what you have done in the kind of in the publications, and be prepared to answer all the questions regarding these two kind of research and publications what you have done. And the last thing I would say is when I actually first saw your resume, like there was a lot of blank spaces out there. Like, so what I can actually suggest is maybe add a few more projects, and the bullet points will also kind of help you to get rid of this blank space over here. Now let's move to the next resume. So again, what we can do is we can use some good templates from Overleaf, where we can actually have an icon which will be clickable for email, lead code, LinkedIn, and GitHub. Then again, if we go to the education section, the first thing I'm able to see here, this bullet point, it's not properly kind of formatted. Then about the education, again, I think already mentioned in the previous resume review. Let's directly move to the skill and summary section. So in this case, again, one thing I will suggest, kind of what like only mention those things in the skill section that you actually will be able to answer in the interview. If you have something like what I'm able to see platforms here like Mac OS, Windows, and Linux, like there's no need to add the operating system that you like have worked on. Like it doesn't add any value. Then again, I'm seeing PHP, JavaScript, Python, Java, C++. Uh, like the thing is, will you be able to answer all the questions regarding any of the languages that you have written here? Like it's possible the interviewer know maybe one of them, two of them, and you're not prepared to answer all the questions from all the different languages that you've ever used. So better to only mention those languages that you will be able to answer in the particular interview. So let's say you're applying for a position which is actually Python specific. So let's only add Python. Right, that will be better. Then if we go to the frameworks, React.js, Express.js, Spring Boot. Again, Spring Boot is related to Java. Express and React.js related to frontend. Now, will you be able to answer both questions regarding React.js, Express.js? It's better to add one depending on the what the position is actually regarding and what you are more experienced in. Then in the tools, um, uh, like in the tools, you have mentioned Docker and FlexDB. Like you have mentioned 4 DBs out there. Um, are you able to kind of answer all the questions in the DBs? Like I once had an interview in which like he has added like a tons of skills out there, and when I asked him some questions on that, he was like, "I've just used it once. I've watched a tutorial on a skill and I've just added it there." If that is the same thing, please remove all the skills that you are not confident. Only mention the skills that you are confident that you will be able to answer pretty much all the questions about that particular skill. Then we talk about soft skills, leadership. Like the first that you mentioned, leadership. Like I don't believe you have any much experience in the leadership skill yet. What is the need of event management in your resume? For a software engineer role, event management, is it like why would we need that? Teaching, maybe not needed. You can just edit in extra curricular activities or something like that of yours. Then now let's move to the experience section that we have. In the experience section, what I'm seeing actually, you've been in Capgemini senior analyst, software engineer, fine. You worked as a backend developer, but like what I'm seeing in the framework, you've added framework and DevOps. You're not added what you have done in there. You're like trained on core Java and Spring Boot. Like it's a little weird. Like if you have worked as a like software engineer, senior analyst, you should mention what you've done there. Like what you mentioned is trained on core Java. Like it looks like from this, it looks like you have done a course there, which is totally weird. Like add what you have actually done in the job. You have implemented something, you have made something better. Like add that thing here instead of what you have learned, right? That will be much better. Let's move to the next experience. You mentioned it's a backend development internship. Created a dashboard to display various graphs of different parameters like this REST API. Created REST API to interact with patients. Databases provided this. Technology used, this, okay, fine. Now again, like this, these points are not giving much information about what actually you have done in the internship. As a backend developer, you will always be creating REST API, so there's nothing new about that. Another, this URL, uh, like it's some kind of a public URL that you have actually mentioned here. Uh, it's a little weird. First thing is if it is kind of an internship, so you have some kind of project working on, and this will be a project of the company that you're working on. So how are you able to share it? And now I'm feeling that it is kind of a personal project instead of the internship. So now again, I'm a little confused. Is it internship you have worked on? Is it like a personal project that you're mentioning over here? Let's now start with the project section. In this, you're mentioning first original blood vessel segmentation, deep learning, transfer learning you've used. Okay, research-based project with focus on improving precision of rental blood vessel segmentation. So it feels like you already have some basic or base model. Now you're trying to improve that. uh, like you're using implementing transfer learning technology, technique, conduct experiment to study. Now you're not explaining me what this project is all about. You're just saying you've used transfer learning. That's fine. Transfer learning is fine. Experiment study. What you have done? Like there's nothing what you have done. Like the only the information that's giving me is your name, is the name of the project. Rental blood vessel segmentation. Except that I'm not able to understand what you've done in this. Right. You have mentioned a link, but it's only GitHub. It's better to use a video in which you'll be able to explain in 5 minutes what actually this project is all about. Because at least I'm not here able to understand what this project is all about. Um, right. Second, again, create UI with React.js using React.js. Like that's what React.js is for, creating UI. Uh, it's not any point in it. Like maybe you can be more specific what you have done in that. Using features like state, again, like it's not giving any information. Performed CRUD operations, the same. Uh, like again, it's same. We can add some better points to add what you've done in the project. Adding again a video URL. Now it is to-do list manager. Created full stack web application using that. Okay, it's not again giving much information. Provide user authentication. Okay, perform CRUD operations on to-do. We can kind of maybe explain what operations you're talking about here. Permission set and handling, technology is used, video link, fine, it's good, data video link. Now certificates, like these kind of does not add any value to the resume. Like you're on basic hacker rank, it's kind of a no use course on the like Coursera and some other courses you've done. Like this section is not needed at all. I don't see it adding any value to your resume. Then we have this volunteer experience. Fine, it's like something help students. Fine, you can edit there. It's not a big deal. Okay, so that's it. I'm done with reviewing two other resumes right now. So if you also want your resume to be reviewed, do share the resume. I'll be sharing the Google form link in the description, so you can actually send your resume there.